Welcome back, Whalers fam, and welcome to a League Night Bowling vlog. Tonight, we're back on the lanes with a new week of bowling. This time, though, I will be breaking out a 15-pound gem. Also, I am going to address the elephant in the video. As you can see, my alternate logo is up on the screen. That is because I'm censoring somebody out that was grouchy and wasn't really feeling it. But at the end of the day, I still got to make content, and there was an agreement that got made that as long as I block them out, it's perfectly fine. Which, in this case, it would be anyway. It's just like some people are super grouchy at me for no reason sometimes, and I don't really appreciate it. But I try. It's tough to be nice in scenarios like that. But yeah, overall, I just don't like the grouchy elderly because there's a lot of them in this bowling alley that we go through during the season. You guys will see it, but yeah, it's just rather bothersome for me. There's a lot of grouchy elderly that come here after a long day and think that they can run the show when they're just another person just like me, you, and my teammates in the video. Anyhow, though, we're going to try to get the job done tonight and take care of business, get back above 500. As you can see in the overlay, my rate or my exotic gem is 15 pounds. Everything else is 14. So we're trying out a 15-pound ball tonight, and we're going to see how it goes. I will see you after game one. So starting out the evening, you guys saw me on my radioactive vibe, and then I came off that vibe after 6 frames and moved into my beast. Now that we're at the end of the 8th frame, this is my last beast frame that I used, and that'll pretty much be it for my 14-pound balls on my first shots of each frame. After this shot, I would move to my 15-pound exotic gem. After seeing this leave, that was pretty much the sign to go to it and give it a chance because we were getting the same outcomes we were last week. So here's my first shot with the exotic gem. That is 15 pounds, and it takes everything down. Looks amazing on that end of the side or of the pins. So wrapping up 9th frame, Crystal's gonna strike as well, and Brendan's up. Some of this had to get blocked out, but I tried my best to cover it up as good as I can. Although Brendan's gonna get a nice strike and finish with a 134. Maria is still trying to make up some pins here, but she'll take a 9 count here to finish with 144, I believe it was. Just 10 pins above Brendan. As for me, though, we're just trying to get back even again, and I get a nice strike again, so we're onto a double ever since switching to the exotic gem. That is now 15 pounds. I'll keep mentioning it throughout the video. I wish this one struck because it would have got me so much closer to average, but we're just going to have to settle with a quick spare here and walk away with 150 after game one, which is about 21 down from the average tonight, or 22, I believe. Yeah, 22 pins down. So yeah, not a great start for us, but I'm just showing you shots of Crystal wrapping up, but we pretty much cut the deficit though in the 10th frame, so that was always cool. So pretty much it's a close loss after all is said and done, which makes our lives a little bit easier, because if we win by a lot more, that 12 they won by here will pretty much vaporize. So it can't get any worse from here. First game was our worst pin count of the whole night so far. Or, well, I think of the season, actually, is what I really should say. I think this was. Um, but yeah, Crystal wraps up with a strike, and she'll have the only high score on the team of 194. With that said, feel free to check out my shorts on the channel. They're just short clips of my bowling shots that you see in these videos. I greatly appreciate your support on them, and I will catch you after game 2. Alright, just about the middle of the road here in game 2. Brendan's going to go up and get a nice Brooklyn strike here. He's coming off a couple opens prior to this strike. As for me, we're rolling a pretty good game. Only one open so far, being the washout. I almost got a chance at it, but the runner going to the right side to pick up the 10 pin just didn't get there the right way. I threw my gem at this, I think, or it looks like my spare ball, but I don't know. But we pick up a nice spare there, keeping things relatively clean. Brennan's back up here with a chance at a double. He's going to do just that, and we keep relatively close with the other team at this exact moment. So we just keep getting our best foot forward. We get another strike here. And the shots are looking fairly good. I liked what I saw with this 15 pounder. So I think that's how we're going to stay. And if we keep filling frames perfectly, not saying perfectly as in strike, 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 but strike and a spare here and there, that's where we should be. And as you can tell by my head nod, I think we're in a pretty solid place after 8 frames. With Maria working on a nice little carry strike here in the ninth, we're back up to me for a chance at a triple. I haven't seen a triple in the last little while, and you guys can tell in the videos, but we get a triple there. Shot's been looking pretty solid. At the moment, though, Crystal's back up. She's going to get on the strike train here. Head's blocking the way, but there was some nice carry behind it. Sadly, the angle wasn't really there. I'll have to move my camera a little bit to the left as I'm watching this in the near future, so that way you guys get a clear angle. Brendan wraps up with 150 pins after game 2. Maria's right around, I think, 160s, something like that. I'm not looking at the exact numbers, but as for us, we finally get a spare shot, and we're just going to roll the spare ball right into it and pick it up. Then we go back on the fill now for a shot at a 200 this evening. A strike equals 200. We get 9 count gets 200. I'm sorry. Strike would have been 201. I'm just going to let Crystal wrap up here, but we do win by a pretty good amount. So that'll keep us steering in the right direction here. But at this exact moment, we should have the lead in total going into game 3. Um, Crystal's first ball was a strike here, which ballooned the lead in the 40s, the upper 40s, I believe. So whatever she decides to do here is pretty much extra count, all that fun stuff. So ball's gonna go up. I believe this is the conspiracy that she always talks about throwing at this point in the evening. This is a split, but technically it's not really a massive difference. Only because at this moment she's just going for pin count. She can still get a 200 game here with just a tap of 2 pins, which you'll see in a matter of seconds. Anyhow, I do appreciate you guys helping us out get to 500 subscribers on the channel. I appreciate it a lot. We're at 522 at this exact moment of filming. Maybe a little bit more by the time it goes out. But I do appreciate your support on the channel. Keep supporting us as much as you can. It's always appreciated. We're going to try to go for 1,000 by the end of this league season, which isn't until late April. So we're going to give it a try, see what happens. Anyways, on to game 3. So, we're at a good place in game 3. We have a pretty solid lead, and it's growing. at this exact moment. Brendan got a nice strike as I got my narration back into play here. It's my turn. We're going to get a nice strike as well. My shots here are going to be pretty much, well, anything Brendan does here, I mean, at this point, he's at his average. And a triple there is pretty much going to be the nail in the coffin for the team we're bowling against to come back. So pretty much anything we do is winnable. Like we already had this game won by the end of last frame. So all these shots here are just like extra shots to try to push the needle to 200 and win by 200 or more. I had a nice run of strikes, but obviously this split wasn't ideal. However, this is a left side split, so my percentage of hitting it, as you just saw, is successful. And I'd rather have a higher percentage on left side splits anyhow. Brennan's back up here in the 10th frame. He's going to get a nice strike here. He'll be back up again. I just keep showing Brendan here because this is actually a milestone game in terms of this is a new Wednesday high for him. I don't understand why this guy on the left side is blocking this because it makes zero sense. And I understand you want to leave, but like, I just don't get why all that behavior was going on that side. Anyhow, though, I gave Brendan a little support for his high game, as you saw there, because he had a 219 to end the evening, and this is some of his best bowling that I've seen to date. I'm pretty sure he was capable of bowling a 200, but I just never saw it. Anyhow, on to my turn. I leave a 5 pin here. I take the gem to go for the 5 pin here. I pushed the ball out because I know it's going to come back in to get it. So that's what you're seeing here. TJ's looking on as I have a chance at a 200. 200 with a strike. Anything less than a strike is lower than 200, and this is a 199 game. So, yeah. Anyhow, I'm just glad we don't have to play this team again. They're off the schedule. Crystal's last shots will pretty much push the deficit above 200. You'll just see the sequencing of how that happened right now. But yeah, I'm just glad we don't have to bowl a team like this. Bowling like a grouchy elderly team is just not in the cards for me specifically, and I know I'm kind of like, I don't know what word you want to use here, but it's just how I'm saying how it is because yeah. And as you can see, I jumped out of my seat for the strike at the end because that was pretty awesome. But yeah, anyhow, we won game 3 by 208. We beat these guys, sent them home packing. I was 33 pins over my average tonight, 150, 200, 199 for 549. This is my highest series within the last 2 weeks. So finally, some good content to talk about. Our team record bounces back up to 500 again. So hopefully next week we can build on this and make it a better record so we can move into the top 15. We only lost the first game, but even then they almost blew that lead. Had we had an extra frame, we probably would have beat them regardless, but there's only 12 or 10 frames in bowling. So there's that. Um yeah, 15-pound rotor grip gem. I expect to see that in Friday's video, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to keep rolling it, and I'm going to slowly move my arsenal into the 15-pound range. And we're going to start working with it and seeing what we can do and make ourselves a better bowler. But overall, I think my game's in a great place, and it has been. I think the high score is what was missing the whole time. But I'm glad that I finally got to do it tonight, and it's amazing when it happens because I think that's a good standard for me to have right now, especially limiting opens that are in our control as opposed to out. But yeah, um, I don't really have much more to say other than I'm glad that we pushed this team off the schedule early because I prefer not to see them anymore because it's a team that's a bit kind of grouchy-ish, and that happens to me sometimes when filming these videos, but I don't think a lot of people understand because I am one of the younger people in the league by a lot. So, yeah, there's some people who are very respectful of what I do and they appreciate it, but other people aren't. And, I have ways that I react to it, and I think you're gonna see it in the in the full series, how I handled that. But also my teammates got me a beer, so yeah. I didn't say anything terribly bad, but you'll know. It's not anything bad though that would get me suspended or anything like that, but um, I don't know. Some nights though, it's good to let it out, let people know how you feel, things like that. Um, but yeah, feel free to check out the full series of this video. It'll probably be up a day later though because I gotta do the censoring part of it. But either way, I'll catch you guys on the next League Night video. Thank you all for watching and taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate it a ton. Helps us continue to grow. So let's continue to grow, Whalers fam. And I will see you on my TJF Friday Bowling video. See y'all soon.